Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the score was 129-109. The Lakers lose in New Orleans on the second of a back-to-back to end the new year. The Lakers' record is now 17-17, a 500 ball club. And, Bron had 34 points. Austin Reeves had 20 points, 9 assists. Anthony Davis had 20 points, several blocks. And, I think Torian Prince was in double digits. Other than that, we didn't get a whole lot out of everybody, man. Max Christie, he rebounded the ball pretty well, got some steals, but the shooting was bad. Of course, Rui Hachimura wasn't able to go. D'Angelo Russell. Well, Rui did start the game, but got hurt somewhere in the game. And then D'Angelo got hurt. And, of course, Gabe Vincent is out. Coach set Cam Reddish all game, so he was out. I don't know if Cam was available to play or not. I honestly think he was in street clothes. I'm pretty sure he just was a late scratch or something. This was about as crap of a game there was. When I say crap, I mean just garbage. Throw it away. This is the type of game where you're just sitting here like, I understand I'll give them a pass because they probably only got a couple hours of sleep last night. Heartbreaking loss last night, as to which the team shot poorly any damn way, and they got to turn around and come back, play another game less than 24 hours later. I get it. I truly get it. Bron had 34 points. If I didn't already mention that, he definitely showed up for this one. I'm tired of this team, man. I am tired of this roster. I love my Lakers. I like my core. But this is one of those games where my core was on the floor and I never thought I had a chance to win. Because my bench and my surrounding pieces and my coach are so unreliable. And I don't know if that's an indictment on all of them or if it's an indictment on the core itself or the collective as the unit, because the core can't drag it. But I just legitimately thought going into this game that we weren't going to do nothing. When the game started, I proceeded to watch us not do nothing. And as the game progressed, we did nothing. And by the end of it, we had done nothing. I would have made so much money betting on this game against us because it was so very clear to me that we weren't going to do anything. And it's exactly what happened. It was good to see Austin climb back into a good space. 20 points and 9 assists. I thought he played really well with the minutes given. I think a lot of his damage he could have done at any given point. I just don't understand why our coach wants to put no guards to start. He said this is going to be our starting lineup for the foreseeable future. Rui Hachimura, of course, now is hurt. But Vanderbilt, AD, Torian Prince, and LeBron at the point guard. And then we proceeded to watch an actual point guard steal the ball from LeBron James pretty much all game long. Which is why you don't put Bron at the point, because he has to go up against people who are tiny, like Alvarado, who did everything he could to disrupt this game with 4 steals tonight. I thought he was fantastic. CJ McCollum hit, 6 threes or something like that. B.I. hit like 3 or 4 threes. Perimeter was not guarded. The New Orleans Pelicans shot above 50% from both the field and the three. We just put defensive lineups on the floor that can't defend. That's basically what it is. And to give credit to Willie Green for thoroughly out coaching Darvin Ham tonight, running things that worked, spamming things that worked until we figured it out. And a lot of times we just didn't figure it out. I don't want to make excuses for this team, man. And I know usually when people say that, they mean, we're going to take it on the chin and we're going to take onus for it. But what I'm saying is I'm sick of giving them passes for injuries. Every time 2 or 3 players are missing, we can't seem to function. I'm tired of that being a reason for us looking like crap. That's what I'm here to say. That's what I'm trying to say. However you word that properly, I don't want to make excuses. That's what I mean when I say I don't want to make excuses. I'm tired of this team. Every time they injury bug hits them, they can't function because the role players don't have the elements necessary to function on the basketball floor like pros, man. If you can shoot, you can't defend. If you can't defend, if you can defend well, you can't shoot. Like, how are you guys even in the NBA with these problems, fam? And I look in the G League and I look at all these talented players that are going crazy in the G League. And I'm like, this is a two-way player down there. There's a two-way player over there. They go, you know what I'm saying? How is it that we can't find talent? Why do I have to settle for such one-way players when I'm looking at guys like Kenny Lofton killing in the G League? He didn't have like 2 34-point games in the G League. Why wasn't he a Laker? Why isn't he on his own team, the Sixers? Why didn't he stay with the Memphis Grizzlies? You know, I look at Sharif Cooper down there blowing the G League up, getting steals, assists, rebounds, all types of different high-level stats. I'm like, he can't do half. He can't do some of that in the real league. That's where my attitude is. Why does the league have us watching players like Alec Burks and all these dudes that can't halfway damn play? And then I look down there in the G League and see all this superstar level talent running around playing against guys in the G League. There has to be some conspiracy behind that, yo. The agents want these guys that have been in the league for many years to continue to have careers when you know damn well they should be pushed the hell out the way. You see it on every bench in the NBA. We've talked about it several times over the last 24 hours. And here I am watching my team run mediocre player after mediocre player. No disrespect to my guys because they work hard. But they don't have half the talent as some of these dudes I see in the G League, fam. They don't have half the talent. They're not as well-rounded as some of these guys, fam. And I'm telling you, it's getting to a point where one has to start wondering, is this on purpose? Are they trying to boost the G League by giving them more talent down there and kind of suppressing some of these guys who are really talented because they're not signed with certain agencies and stuff like that? Because it's hurting the product. It's hurting the product. And like I said, we got some good guys down there, man. Good guys as in great personalities who work hard. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe guys are behavioral, risk or whatever. I don't know. But I'm seeing guys who can run, jump, shoot, defend. They're not out of shape. Some of them can't be defended because they're so big and still skilled. And they can't get on the basketball floor. But then I'm looking at these one-way guys who can't dribble and chew gum at the same damn time. And I'm sitting here like, bro, this is a problem. And this game just brought me to that place. I love Vanderbilt as a defensive player, but offensively, he's not even an NBA pro, fam. On the offensive side, he's not even a pro, fam. I'm just being honest. 2 out of 4 with 22 minutes. He ain't even attempted no damn shots, bro. Defensively, he's an all-star. Offensively, he's in the G League, man. And then I look at a coach who don't want to run no damn practices. It's like, how are these dudes supposed to get better? Looking at teams executing so well. CJ McCollum hitting threes, looking like prime Steph. You know, got prime KD down there and Brandon Ingram. Prime Kevin Garnett down there and in Jones, all hitting shots. Got Alvarado down there looking like he's Gary Payton or something. And I look over at my team and they struggling to just, anytime Taurean Prince asks to put the ball on the ground, he's traveling or something. It's like, how are you even here, bro? Like, seriously. Yeah, he hit threes. That's all. That's it. Nothing else. And look at Max Christie. He's struggling. You don't want to run practices for a guy like Max Christie every 2 days. He needs to be running, taking reps at shooting and being in plays and getting in all types of different actions to improve his dribble. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be in consistent practice situations. And this team with all these one-way players who need to get better, it's so damn much, don't want to run practices. And then you look at the product on the floor they put out there. And yeah, you can blame injuries. You can blame schedule makers, the referees. But at the end of the day, these are some average basketball players who are not getting better because they're not practicing enough, and we talk about it too damn often. Darvin, if ever I had a big indictment on you, it's that you're not strong enough of a personality to force these dudes to practice more, fam. Everything else is one way or another. But if guys are not running stuff, if they're not running stuff at a repetitious pace and rate, they're only going to display what it is they understand how to do within what it is they don't practice on a basketball floor. And when they go up against teams that really run practices, who really run scrimmages, it shows, fam. It shows. And I don't care how good your talent is. If the pieces around that talent, Bron and AD, if those guys around them are not getting any better and they aren't gelling with one another, then the only way for that to actually work out so that you can get the most out of these guys who are not overly gifted is to practice over and over and over again, man. And I just thought that we saw the result over the last 2 games. We saw the result of a team that just doesn't practice enough, who doesn't have talented enough players to get away with it. And I don't care who you bring in. If that's going to be how you run your operation, you're not going to gel. You're not going to look any better than a 500 ball club. And the only reason why we're 500 is because we have a healthy AD and Bron running most of these games every year. Every game they're healthy this year. That's really what it is. We're moving off the strength of their gift. And the rest of the guys are just moseying along. Man, we would be as bad as Detroit, Washington, and any other team if both of those stars went down. We wouldn't be as good as half of these teams that are at the bottom of the league, because at the end of the day, our team ain't that talented to be not practicing as much as we don't. And so that's really what I took away from this basketball game. The guys just look like they don't really work on their craft enough to go up against people who do and have any success whatsoever. And we never got close enough to the Pelicans to make this an interesting basketball game. We really didn't. And for a team that's trying to try things, it's even more incumbent upon you to practice, because you're constantly trying to search for things. Wouldn't it make more sense to say, yo, we don't know ourselves. We need to try things when it's time to try things. That's in practice, not in a real game situation. If you're going to be a team that don't want to run practices, you got to have a set lineup that you know works, set rotations that you know work, so that when you do run the game, it's something basic that people can run every day. This guy want to trot out a roster lineup with only forwards. He want to trot out rosters with triple guards. That's the complete opposite of a team that doesn't need to be practicing. You need to practice more than anybody else because you don't know what the hell you're doing out there. So I'm just like, man, we are a 500 ball club, and I'm telling you, it is only because AD and Bron have been healthy all season. Other than that, we probably would have won about 5 games at best. I think we would have won 5 games if we didn't have a healthy Bron and AD. This team ain't good, man. They are not good. And I don't give a damn who's injured or who's not. The ones who weren't injured didn't look good, and when the ones who have gotten injured were on the floor, they didn't look good either. And that's what it's been over the last week or so, ever since we won the play-in tournament. And it's like they put all this emphasis in strategizing for the play-in tournament. You got the same team you just beat by 44 points that you went out there tonight and got clobbered and knocked over by 20 points. You slap that tournament floor down there. You put $500,000 on the line, and these guys gonna play like gangbusters. I'm over it. Same damn team, fam. So if I'm gonna give the game ball to anybody, I'd imagine I have to give it to CJ McCollum. He shot us down from the beginning. He was picking his spots, shooting that ball, and putting us away, and we never got close. We trotted out there our one-way players, and they did one-way things. And you want to bench Austin, don't want to give him an opportunity in that starting role, even though you literally need what he does. And so his confidence has been shaky. He came out there, played well. I'm pretty sure he would have did more if his minutes would have been higher. I'm not feeling this, man. I'm not feeling this. This type of stuff make me want to hire a heavy-handed taskmaster for this roster. And anybody that doesn't want to practice doesn't go get no playing time. You got to take it back to the Pat Riley days when your team sucks, man. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. This team's mediocre. We practice every day. Anybody don't want to do that, then minutes going to be cut in half. Unless your name is Bron or AD. But you're going to be out here practicing every day. Tired? What you tired of? You should be more so tired of losing rather than physically tired. And the only reason why you exert so much energy is because you're doing things the wrong way over and over and over again. Anybody ever think of that? The game would be so much easier if we practice more because our conditioning would be better and we'd run our stuff at more crisp rates so we wouldn't have so many loose ball situations. Rebound better so we wouldn't have to exert so much energy trying to chase down balls and stuff like that because we're out of position. That stuff gets fixed in practice. Cut down on half of your energy if you condition yourself properly and do things properly so you're all on a string, but people don't get that. So you end up working harder, not smarter, with less conditioning because you haven't practiced as much. I'm telling you, the teams that are in shape that put their all into this, they're going to win, man. And the teams that give themselves passes, oh, we don't have to practice, we play too many games, and all that type of mentality, believe me, you're going to suck. You're going to get beat by the team that doesn't do that. And right now I see a team that is 500. They put in 500 effort, so they get back 500 results. That's what I see. And if you're too tired, then retire. Period. If you're too tired, then retire. You know what you signed up for. It's 82 games scheduled, plus playoffs. People want to talk about they want to make the big money. This is what it takes. Here's what it takes. I mean, if you made enough money, you're rich enough, you're comfortable where you're at, you good, retire. And that ain't just the Lakers. That's everybody, the whole damn league. That's how I feel about every player out there, every coach out there. If you satisfied, then go away and bring a dreamer up who hasn't had an opportunity, who's likely more talented than you any damn way. Put him out there and see if he can run better. That's why I'm so intent on telling everybody that I'm tired of these vets. Because this is what you get. A lot of times when it's just like halfway crook type vets. They've been in the league for 10 years. They run around. They millionaires now. They don't want to practice too much. They can only do what they can do. They ain't working on their weaknesses. You give me the ball to do what I do. Otherwise, I don't do what you want me to do. And if we lose, it's okay because I know the game. Get out of here. Call up Sharif Cooper. Call up some of these guys from the G League and let them get the real opportunities because they still hungry. Call up Kenny Lofton. They hungry. They ain't got to put up with you. Get some dudes that ain't made it yet. They ready to go. Tired of this, man. And I'm not the type of person that's going to sit back and care about what people think about what I'm saying, bro. I'm about the betterment of the product itself. Because I want to enjoy good talent on both teams. But this was mediocre garbage. That's what this was. And you can blame everybody but yourselves, but at the end of the day, you ain't getting that out of me. You ain't getting that out of me. Either you put in the work or you tired and need to retire, man. That's my attitude. Going into the new year, that's exactly my attitude. And so, like I said, LeBron James, the guy getting paid the most, the one doing the most, the one giving us the most, the one producing the most. Where is his help? Outside of AD and Austin Reeves and a little bit of Taurean Prince, where was everybody else, man? Where are y'all? Where are you at? Conditioning comes with the effort first, comes with the practices and the reps. Then guys get in better shape, then they're able to handle more. It's not wear and tear, it's conditioning. And you couple that with the eating habits and the rest necessary away from the conditioning itself. If guys don't have their head in the game, then of course their body gonna follow. If you're here to make millions and millions of dollars, I'm telling you, if you're not committed fully, it's not gonna translate to you being any good. And if people like me are running things, you ain't gonna be around for very long. That's it, man. That's all. Bring back the Pat Rileys, bro. We need them 2-hour practices. Run them into the ground when they come out play like this. Because I'm telling you, this is a 500 ball club. We went up against a team that ain't much better than us, and we never had a chance with 2 Hall of Famers on the floor. That means everybody around them Hall of Famers either didn't know what they were doing or ain't good enough to do it. And I'm telling you, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. And guys are making too much money for that to be the result, man. High pay equals excellence in all forms of life, and this ain't no exception. If you're supposed to be getting paid a righteous amount of money, then you need to be being able to put in a righteous amount of excellence. And I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing it. So that's where my head is after this game. This game was trash. I think everybody who watched this who's a Laker fan probably agree with me when they say this wasn't worth our time. It's New Year's Eve, man. It's New Year's Eve. People have better things to do than to watch the Lakers just not be good enough against a team that really, honestly, ain't good enough to win a championship. A team that we just stomped out less than 2 weeks ago under different circumstances. I'm like over this garbage, man. And like I said, you can bring in DeJounte Murray, Zach LaVine, Kendrick Lamar, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It don't matter who you bring in. If you're not going to run practices and get cohesive, you ain't going to win no championship, and you ain't going to be good enough to beat the team that does, man. That's it. So that's my attitude tonight, man. I'm Happy New Year, everybody. The team is trash. And it ain't nobody's fault but theirs. They need to stop giving themselves excuses for not practicing their craft more and get out there and run stuff that makes some sense. We can blame the coach, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, it's going to be the players running around, man. Not him. And these mix and max rotations and stuff like that, obviously you need a guard in the rotation, sir. Bron is not a point guard. Just because he has point guard steals does not mean you need to be running his 6'10 self at the damn point guard going up against Alvarado and CJ McCollum, bro. No. Just so you can put defensive lineups on the floor when you have the best defensive player in the league. That don't make no sense. Why are you trying to do so much for defense when you have the best defensive player in the league? Why does Darvin think that Anthony Davis needs so much defensive help? That's the part that blows my mind. You got the best defensive player in the league, but you want to put all the best defensive talent next to him. It's not necessary. It's those other guys that can't guard that need Vando in the lineup and Cam in the lineup. Not Anthony Davis and Bron James. They need guards that can hit buckets, that can help get them easy buckets, that can give them the spacing necessary to be the best version of themselves they can be. They don't need a Vando in that damn lineup. They need spacing in the lineup. They need a guard in the lineup who can shoot. This type of stuff is just like, what is this guy going through? Why is he doing stuff that just is so very counterproductive? You know? Do you have a problem with Austin Reeves to that degree that you can't put him in the lineup that makes best sense for the whole team? I don't want to deal with this. As a fan, I don't want to see my team struggle when basketball is not as difficult as Darvin Ham's rotations are making it look, man. It ain't that difficult. We put all these forwards in the starting lineup. They couldn't run a simple fast break. You put all these forwards in the starting lineup to defend, and you giving up 40 points in the first quarter. Fam, what are we doing? Somebody has to say something. What are you doing? You trying to get yourself fired? You know damn well Austin Reeves is a fan favorite for a million reasons, and you're going to do everything you can to keep him out of the lineup that everybody wants to see him in. It's kind of counterproductive, brother. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's kind of counterproductive. And so I just don't think Darvin has much longer to coach this team, man. I don't think he's going to be here much longer, y'all. I know people don't think he's going to get fired, but I'm starting to think he is. I'm starting to think it's going to happen. Because nights like this, you just sit up and say, we were never good enough to beat a team that is never good enough to beat the team that's going to win the championship. And that, my friends, with LeBron James and AD on the same floor, healthy, it's beyond unacceptable. Beyond. So, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. I don't know how much longer Darvin going to be around. I don't know. Because I'm looking at this situation, I'm saying, bro, all the fans is tired of you. And then the stuff that you're doing ain't leading to success. I tried to shoot you some bail in regards to starting all these forwards because it trickles down to good rotations, but it ain't trickling down to good wins. We ain't winning. Only time we win is when we beating shorthanded, horrible teams now. You know, the good game that we won against the OKC Thunder, I could argue they played their worst basketball game and Giddey wasn't on the floor. So it's like, man, stop this, Darvin. I'm telling you, bro. Stop this, man. Get some guards and some centers in these rotations. You can come off the bench with Vando. You can come off the bench with whoever. But if you're going to have Braun running point guard, and this is how we're going to look in the first quarter of basketball games, brother, I ain't going to be able to shoot you much bail. It ain't going to be much I can say. It ain't, man. So, you know, I'm here with it. We starting a new year, a 500 ball club. Braun ain't hurt, AD ain't hurt. They're in no man's land. Losing to teams like the Timberwolves and the Pelicans, who are supposedly better than us, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, brother. That's all I got to say. BDL 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.